Hi everyone, this is your Tampa Bay Realtor Lance Mohr, and in this video I want to go over how to get a super deal on a pre-owned home. Now this isn't fluff. I'm going to tell you I've spent a lot of thousands and thousands of dollars and just dozens and dozens of hours in classes from some of the best people in our country on how to buy homes, get a really good deal, and make money. So whether you're a flipper or whether you're just trying to get a home, I'm going to cut to the chase. I'm going to tell you what you have to do, and it's not for the faint of heart. So you're going to learn in this video how to get a super deal, but you may or may not want to do this. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this short video. Alright, so let's face it, everybody wants a deal. I mean, who doesn't want a deal? You buy a home, you have built-in equity, but there's a lot of things you need to know about getting a really good deal. Now, when I talk a good deal, I'm not talking an average deal, I'm not talking an OK deal, I'm talking if you want to get the best deal on a pre-owned home, this is what you have to do. This is what the investors, what the flippers, what the people who are really hardcore about this are doing out there in the country. I know a lot of them, and this is what's going on. But first, before we start, I want to tell you it really depends on the market we're in. If we're in a seller's market and there's very low inventory, it's going to be a lot harder to get a super deal or a really good deal on a home because there's a low inventory. If we're in a stable market, well, it's going to be a little bit easier. If we're in a buyer's market, and that usually means seller's market, low inventory, prices going up, stable market, prices are sort of stable, good amount of inventory, buyer's market, a lot of inventory, prices are going down. So you just need to first understand what type of market you're in. Don't just guess. Talk to someone who knows what the heck they're doing. Do your research. That's what this is all about. You're not just going to fall into a super deal, and if you do, go out and play the lotto. So there's a lot of different ways that people get deals in homes or try to get deals in homes. Of course, you could go out and go to a realtor and you could look for REO properties. REO properties are real estate owned. Generally speaking, they're banks. Now, we're in a seller's market right now where I'm at in Tampa, and even banks are overpricing their homes. Not all of them. Most of them price them at fair market value for the condition, but I would say 25 to 30% of them are just overpricing them. They're just overshooting it. They know it's a good market, so that's what they're doing. A second way, you could go to an auction. Let's say an online auction. So you go to, I think it's called Hubzu or something. Some of these sites out there, they're online auctions. Just make sure you read everything about the online auction before you do it. In other words, is it an absolute auction? An absolute auction, and is basically where the winning bidder gets the property. Now, if it's not absolute, the winning bidder might not. They might not want that price. Most of these are not absolute auctions, so just make sure you read everything. You might have to pay an internet fee of like 4.5% or 5% plus a processing fee of a few $100s. Just make sure you're reading these. These aren't the ways to get the super deal, by the way, because the general public knows about all these. Now, one way that you could get a really good deal is if you want to go down to the courthouse steps. So the property's been foreclosed upon, the bank has it, you go down to the courthouse steps. If it's available, you could buy it. You could pay cash for it, you could buy it. I have a gentleman who I'm a pretty good acquaintance with, my neighbor 2 doors down from me. That's what he does. He's a flipper. Him and his partner and the money man basically go down, they buy the property at the courthouse steps, and then they rehab it and then they flip it. We're not talking about that. Okay, so what you need to do, if you want a really good deal, this is what you have to do. You have to go down to the courthouse, or you have to buy a service. Someone like a Foreclosures Daily or one of these companies that sells lists, or find out the list pendants. Now, a list pendants is when someone is going, or they're in default in their mortgage. No, maybe they're 2 months in default, maybe they're 7 months in default. Whatever they're in default, the lender who holds the note goes down to the county courthouse. They file a lis pendens. Basically, they let the public know this person's in default. Okay, so you know that person's in default now. So what you need to do is you need to contact that person. Easier said than done, because people that are in default are probably getting harassed by a lot more people than just the lender. They could be in default, I don't know, maybe they lost their job, maybe someone passed away, maybe they're just not good with money management. There's a lot of different reasons, and they're probably not going to be answering their phone. They're probably not going to be responding to letters. And so you need to track them down. You could hire someone, or you could do your research, get their phone number, you could call them, you could send them letters in the mail. If you own a home, you've probably seen all these letters in the mail by people. Or the best way is just to go knock on the door. You're going to have to knock on their door and talk to them. This is not easy to do. This is going to be very hard for the vast majority of people. But again, you're not going after the low-hanging fruit where everybody else is, because most people don't want to do this stuff. And then you're going to have to knock on the door. You're going to have to sit down. You're going to have to talk to them. And you're going to have to structure something with them that works out in your best interest to buy the home. Now, you hope they have equity in the home, or you're going to have to negotiate with the bank. I mean, that's a lot longer than this short video. But when people talk to me and they say they want to get a good deal, I tell them this is what you have to do. If you're going to go out and take classes from these pre-foreclosure experts out there and probably pay thousands of dollars for the classes and spend anywhere from 20 to 40 to 60 hours learning how to do it, that's what they teach you. That's what they do. That's how you get a really, really good deal. And it's because most people aren't willing to do that. Most people want to take the easy way out. They say, oh, let me get a realtor and they could show me bank-owned properties and I'm just going to lowball the bank. Okay, the bank's caught on to that. Now, let me tell you this. The better deal you get is the worse condition a home is in. If a home is destroyed, you're going to get a lot better deal on it than if it's just some cosmetic stuff in the home or around the home or whatever. So, you just keep in mind, this is for someone who really wants to get a good deal. It really could be worth it. But the other thing to keep in mind is what's your competition in your market? Because I know there's some markets out there where some people just want to buy it, fix it up, flip it, make $10,000. I have a friend that does that in Dallas. He's like, look, Lance, I make really good money in real estate. I have access to everything. So if I just do 3 or 4 flips a year, make $10,000 on it, I'm okay with that. So you have to understand what your competition is. Now, I want to give you a word of advice. If you do go to the county courthouse steps, and you do go that way, my suggestion is go for several weeks up front and don't bid in any homes. See how it's done. Because it's pretty much known in that game if a newbie comes in there, because all of those people know each other. They're going to play games and inflate the price to get that newbie to crack on their price. So just, don't get fooled by that. That's just an outside tip for you. Do your due diligence, check it out, make sure that you know what you're doing before you throw your money in there. I hope this video helps you. If you like this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. I wish I could give you more information on how to do all that lis pendens stuff, but it would just take me so long to do. So I'm sure you could find some information online. I'm sure you could go to classes, courses, etc. Generally, it just sort of FYI, if you go to something free, that's basically the value of it. Junk. I mean, it was free. How good can it be? Unless they're in the back room trying to sell you a package. So anyhow, I hope this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions and leave any comments below. Thank you very much. Have a good day.